welcome back to the LooneyBin Podcast. This is episode 4, coming to you live from J-Term Gustavus.
Season 2, baby.
Yeah, season 2. I'm John.
I'm Preston.
I'm Nick.
I'm Tyler.
And we got a little alum here coming back in. It's Nate Haben from the Gallows, the Gulag, the Morgue. He's back in it. If you remember from season 1.
And the pee stains are still there on his pants.
Yeah, literally.
He's
wearing
himself.
the same pants as he was last year, and somehow they're not ripped. I don't know
That's incredible.
How,
That's
but
incredible.
That's just the way it is. But
Well, welcome aboard.
Hey,
Yeah.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Thank you, listeners, watchers.
Yeah.
he was currently laid off, so we
Yeah.
we had to fill him in. And we said,
had a
we
little
could pay
budget
you.
in the payroll.
Yeah, we could pay him
The
a little bit.
recession, you know, it's always tough.
Yeah,
for
there's
these
a little
time of
bonus
year.
that we had for.
Guys, appreciate the arts. That's all I know.
That's true.
It's been a tough few months.
Pay for it now before it's gone.
Graduation, but we're working
Oh, I
through
thought you still went here.
You graduated?
You're down here like every week. And
Yeah.
it.
Nate has some close ties to campus.
I knew it would
here.
turn into a roast.
Yeah.
It would turn into a roast.
Before this thing started, they were like, "Oh, we should do a roast," and I was like, "No, that'd be kind of funny." But then they're like, "No, we'd hurt your feelings." So I was like, "No, you would. You actually would
Yeah.
because you know all those
Yep.
pressure points."
Oh, God.
And now it's just going to become that.
No.
No.
We have
Involuntarily.
the word of the
Pissing
day.
off the guests in the first 2
we
minutes.
have, we
That's
have
true.
enough.
No, that's
to
all right, go.
move.
Yeah, there's a lot of people
Feed
who
you
make money
anyways.
off that. You're good.
All right. Well, what were we talking about? So we're talking about LooneyBin name if we get big.
Yes.
So, when we first were deciding to make this company, and we were thinking about names and stuff like that, and we were like, LooneyBin. I threw it to my mom.
It was a meme, really.
I was just like, Mom, we got this company called LooneyBin, and like, we're doing gigs and stuff like that. We're getting paid, and my mom, like, as soon as she heard like getting paid and like that, it was like actually official. She started digging and was like, oh my gosh, there's like 4 other LooneyBin productions.
What does your mom do for a living?
My mom is a lawyer in the Family Justice Center for
There you go.
Hennepin County.
So she's nuts. I mean,
Valid
she's
opinion.
she's thorough
Coming from her,
to the
yes,
max.
yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
she knows
Yeah.
in and
She's
outs of
senior
Constitution.
attorney in the
Right.
child support division.
Yeah, good luck with anything. Like
Yep. So pay your child support. So basically, yeah, she was just telling us. She's like, you guys might need to change your name.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't name it LooneyBin Production because there's already like 4 other companies out there called LooneyBin Productions. And but they were spelt differently, so I was like,
Right.
nah, that's fine though.
Right, that is true. All of them were different.
Right.
And
Every
they did,
spell.
none of them had LooneyBin Productions or LooneyBin Creative.
I think that just the biggest thing that she was just worried about. She's like, no one's gonna know it's like you guys if there's 4 other people that are named
Right.
LooneyBin Productions. Not like we're gonna get sued, but just that
Yeah.
people wouldn't find our content. They'd click on someone else's.
So the biggest thing that we could get would be a cease and desist if we were making money off of that name, you know, that brand or whatever. But like because our content is so small at such a small level, we're not even making money.
Right.
So there's nothing that they can sue us for.
Got him.
And I don't even know right now that there's the other LooneyBins right now are,
I think one of them has
Bigger.
10,000 subscribers on YouTube.
but it's something. It's
But they haven't posted
way
in like
different. Yeah.
like 2 years or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
nothing active. And I say the most active we are on is the LooneyBin Creative.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
we have a
definitely.
complete different name
True. That is true.
with all and all together. But moving forward, we got the word of the day.
That is
I got
true.
it pulled up here.
I actually
got
kind
it
of forgot
pulled
about that.
Yeah.
I got it pulled up.
Okay, good.
So,
All right, Tyler's running it.
We just
Uh,
had Nate here. He was the OG. You know, we had to
right.
get that little.
so
Yeah. Let's recap. Who got the last point? Was that?
I think it was me.
Tyler actually did. Yep.
Yeah, Tyler got the last
So-
point.
Yeah, wait.
No, that's not happening.
All right.
We made.
You thought.
I've done it every time. I mean,
That
like,
was
where's
you.
the
Yeah,
point?
yeah.
You were the
Right.
cuts. You were the cuts.
You guys fired the last editor.
Right. It's
Well,
actually going to cut to
I
a
think he
black
actually left.
screen, and it's just going to be the text. That's
The
all.
last editor started stealing money
should.
from us. So
It's in
we
Comic
couldn't-
Sans.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
what I heard.
Comic
You guys
Sans.
playing money and,
Something like that.
His
It's true.
name was
Changing the
like
past.
Something about
Passwords.
the border
Adam,
patrol.
or-
I don't know.
Border Patrol. All right, Tyler. Let's hear the word.
All right. So today, the
Yep.
word I'm pretty sure everybody knew.
Mhm.
So I picked another day.
Okay.
Perfect.
And
Again, nobody would have known that had you didn't say it, but that's okay.
You know,
That's all right.
I've done that.
We've gone through how
No, we
many
can
times
do it.
Always do it.
I
I've
mean-
done that multiple times. What if somebody double checks? You know,
Well, no,
Look
okay,
back to this
okay,
day.
true.
I can't lie to the viewers
True.
like that.
But-
pre-record this shit.
But the problem
Hey, we're
was, is that
recording this shit.
even you go to, was it episode 3? We said the same shit way
No.
back in season 1.
Wait, we went
We
through
said
like
we're just
4 words.
Actually, you know, like it doesn't actually matter because no one
Nobody
fucking
would
knows.
know, and
no
nobody
one
will look
knows
it up.
what the
Nobody cares.
Merriam-Webster word of the day
Hey, if
is.
you want to play along, and you're looking at the current, word of the day.
Hey,
go to
grab
the
a
next
mic.
one.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Next one.
Check
It's
that.
actually like 2 back.
Okay.
maybe 3.
Perfect.
Alright, so
Well,
actually
I'll
have our-
say the word.
No, actually, we have our own.
It's all
website called
voiceover. This is
LooneyBin
VFX.
Productions.
Yeah.
We have our
We
own
already
word
did
of the day.
Vocabulary.
Right, right. The random word generator
Wordle.
that we have in there.
Wordle.
Oh,
Word
wait,
of the
wait,
day.
we'll get into that.
Word of the day.
All
Word of the day. Word of the day.
right, word of the day.
Word of the day is voluble.
Ooh.
Voluble.
Are you sure it's not valuable?
Voluble.
Voluble.
It is not valuable.
He's
Can you,
He just
this
slurred
game
his
would
words.
suck if we didn't know how to.
Wait, that's a word?
Yeah. Can you
Is it spelled the
Can you
same
spell
way
it?
as
Can you
valuable?
It's
spell it?
spelled VOLUBLE.
Oh.
Oh. UBOE.
Voluble.
You are a terrible person. All right, here's my answer now.
Wait.
No, that's terrible. It's like a terrible, awful feeling.
Like you're voluble.
Yeah, you're voluble. It's like an insult. You're a terrible person. You're a
Oh,
voluble
okay.
person.
like an ins.
Like an insult.
Big G, if you're out there.
Bubsy, if you're out there.
You're usually pretty quick.
Yeah, thank you.
I know. I'm trying to think.
You might need whatever your glasses.
I mean, it's
something.
for tradition.
Yeah, at this point it has to do with cum, piss,
Right,
shit,
right.
and everything.
Right,
else. Volleyball.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
I got it.
It's a quick, you know.
You know that gallon of water you have underneath your bed that you drink? And so now it's just an empty gallon of jug of water?
Yeah,
You can relate?
I can relate.
So every time
Oh God.
every time you come,
Mm,
you put it into that jug of water
right.
and you let it sit there,
It never
right?
disappoints.
And it
Right.
and it becomes voluble. Right? It's so vile, it's
Oh.
so
Oh.
filled.
I
see.
It's just
Voluble.
voluble.
I see.
And it's kind of like, you know,
So, like-
it's kind of like an oobleck, you know? It's kind of like turns a little mushy, but also it's firm at the same time.
totally
So is
get
it about
And
the
you gotta put it in your mouth, and
substance
it's kind of
itself?
squishy, and
Is
it's
it-
like
Great.
tofu. And
That's great. That's
So
awesome.
no,
it's
it's
a-
not.
it's
It just
a-
means vile. But I just like to use that
Vile.
example.
Vile, I see. So we have terrible and vile.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
vile.
your sister was on a health kick. She's making tofu, but you actually kind of replace it in the pan.
Sorry, Megan.
Yeah,
This will
rip.
help your diet.
It's protein.
Steve, I'm so sorry if you're watching.
He's not, because I'm not gonna edit this.
No, Steve, we'll get this
And it
up
comes
tomorrow.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
yeah, literally.
We
That was
found
a
out where the
one.
budget issues
Finally
are.
know.
It's in post.
All right, so voluble equals vile. That's my.
Okay.
Mine definition is something fillable. So you got a glass is voluble. You can fill it up
Like
with
under
volume.
the bed, like yeah.
Right.
Right. Mine's fillable. It's not a
A
defiling term. It's not a derogatory. It's not a slur. It
Right.
is you can
Well,
fill
that's
up a
good.
container. It's
I wouldn't- I
voluble.
hope it's not a slur.
Yeah. We just said it like
I
6
don't know.
times.
That-
It's true.
Okay. Nate, let's
All
hear
right,
it.
so voluble. So actually,
Tell me back to 2021 right now. Like I feel like I'm back in January right now. Anyway,
all
sorry.
right, so voluble actually, what it means is it's a game played by a it originated in Eastern Europe. It's a game
Gross.
that's played in either on a hard surface or usually like sand. It has 2 poles with a net that is crossing over these 2 poles, and it's played with 1 ball. Few players on each team.
Wait.
and,
No, keep talking.
Start the point. Starts with a serve.
Okay.
You hit it with your hand.
Really?
So
And basically you have to keep it going over the net, back and forth.
But what's the object of
and
the
then-
game?
I see.
Who
so
wins?
basically, if your team drops the ball, if you let it hit the ground,
You think it's
then
just 2
the
players?
other team's
It's 2
point.
players per team?
No. It's,
2 or
it's like-
5?
it's
Yeah,
like-
could it be
it's like
5?
5.
You could do 5.
Yeah.
Is it
That's a
5 or
weird
is it
number.
what about
It is
That's a weird
5.
number.
5? 5.
5.
Is this just basketball?
Yeah.
But it's
I
just
thought you were
very
gonna get into
similar.
I see.
basketball.
Voluble.
Volleyball.
Voluble. Yeah, very similar to
Volleyball.
basketball. Yes.
Very similar to
Okay.
But not.
but not.
Yeah.
5.
Huh.
Net, ball,
Net,
5
ball.
players on each team.
Sand
Hit
or
it back and
hardwood.
forth. Don't let it touch the ground. Volleyball.
Quidditch.
Quidditch, yes.
All right. Well, I
Cribbage.
will say that those were all very not right.
Wow.
Oh.
Tyler, I don't
Not
know.
only were they not right, they were very not right.
It's a shocker.
But
every
you
week.
know
But
what?
what's
I
the
will.
closest one?
Yeah, what's the closest one,
your
or what's the
opinion?
worst?
In my opinion, I'd actually give John the closest. He was talking about volume. He was kind of going for more of a descriptive
Oh.
essence. It's not a. It is an adjective, so it's describing something. It's voluble means characterized by ready or rapid speech.
Right.
Ready or rapid?
Right.
Right.
It's not the cum-filled bottle underneath my
It's
bed.
not cum bottle. It's not filling a bottle. It's not volleyball. It's not a terrible person, but that's all right.
So who you giving the
Like
point
I
to?
said, they were all
He
very
said
not
that.
right. Yeah, I said John.
For filling a bottle.
Well,
No,
what
I
do
said fill in
no.
an object.
I hate this shit.
All right, so
Give him the point.
Yeah.
a
Wait.
Wordle, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's-
Wait.
guys.
Here it comes.
Yordle.
I see
All
it.
right, fuck
It's
me.
covered the
see
kitchen right now.
No,
It's covered the
no,
kitchen.
it's just a black
It's,
screen.
it's a black
Oh,
screen.
oh.
That's the best
Oh,
part.
here it is. Here it is.
And that's going to say the gang didn't put in the VFX.
Yeah.
It is.
Hey, thank you for tuning into our Thanksgiving special here.
Oh, what is going
That
on?
whole sequence
Yeah.
is gonna get cut.
That's true.
Yeah, I think I hate
Can't
the
afford
intro
it.
Resetting your
game, the
password
word
is
game,
such a
only
bitch.
because I have to edit the points onto the thing, and I haven't come up with an overlay yet to just put it on there.
Let everyone in the audience know this. Our editors get paid a lot of money. I'd say around 75% of
Especially
what
for the
we earn,
podcast.
they get. So it's not even we get anything. We're just supplying them for the job that
Right,
they do.
right.
So
And whoever the editors, they're a fucking piece of work.
Yeah. They're my favorite part.
we've been just shifting through those pieces of
Work.
work. Right.
All right, so
Bro, how do I
coming
pull
to you
up the
live
chat?
right here, right now. What?
There's no chat.
Is there no chat or just nobody
There
here?
should be. There should
No,
be
there's just nobody
there's-
watching.
I mean, it's
Well, I
possible.
can't see the chat.
All right, so me and
Wordle.
Nick, we were on Google today,
Yes.
and we just happened to look at the most top searched things.
Today.
What were we searching for? What were we searching for?
We were
oh,
looking-
we were looking for what type of
Ground.
ground
Different type of grounds.
that sports
Terrains.
could be played on.
Yep. Yep.
But as we were looking, we saw like Google's like top recommended searches or something like that.
Yeah, the trending
and one of them
searches
said
of today.
Wordle 205, and we're like, what the fuck is that? What's a Wordle?
Right. It was so specific. I didn't believe it.
And so we look it up, we click on it, and it's a game. It's
Okay.
a game. And
Wordle.
It's
Wordle.
you ever played
Wordle.
Password,
Yeah.
Yep.
where you have the different colored pegs that you put in the slot.
Yes.
And
Drove me insane.
The one
as-
person has it, and you get a green if it's in the right spot
Right.
and the right color.
Yep.
Or
yep.
it's yellow if it's in the right spot, wrong color or something like
Right.
that, or or is it like in the right color, wrong spot? I don't know.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
That's the idea. Is in a
Okay. And you're
five-letter
trying to
word.
spell
You're
out a
trying
word.
to
Trying to get a
solve
word.
what it is.
Gotcha. Okay.
And so today's word was gorge. That was the word.
Gorge.
We got to it.
We got to it. We did. And just these little, I mean, you guys can maybe speak, well, you could probably speak more to this than anyone. Mobile games. The quick little, like.
Resident mobile gamer.
Resident
For-
Dude,
mobile
I am a
gamer.
mobile gamer.
You are a mobile
You-
gamer.
man,
100%.
Preston is pretty
100%.
big. He
But
gets-
like
yeah.
that, you get like 6 chances to try to get the word. And if you don't get it, you don't get it. That's what it is. And it's
Watch an ad.
one word every day. You can't go back and do previous levels.
And you can't
it's
play it
not an
again.
app. It's online.
Yeah, it's
So
online.
you get one chance to play this per day,
Interesting.
which
It's an interesting concept.
oh yeah,
actually.
my first idea was
Yeah.
like, oh, give me all the levels. I just want to start running through these words
Because
but,
that's how things are marketed nowadays.
right.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
that's really interesting.
like that. So I like it because it's not even like this game company. It's like I'll look up the
Website. It's like
URL.
Wordle.com or something.
Weird.
Like that.
I'd be interested to know like the developers.
Well, we
of
were
that
just so
in the
crazy.
company.
We were just like, why is this one of the most like top searched thing? Like, we didn't know how big it was.
Oh
The
yeah.
game? The
Just
app?
dumps. No, not
It's
even
not
an
an
app. It's
app.
not an app.
It's a
It's just a
website.
It's a
website.
website.
The website is the top searched, is what you're saying.
So today it was in the top 10 Google searches worldwide.
Wordle.
Wordle 205. And
Jesus
Gorge
Christ.
was just a tough one that nobody could get.
Gorge was? And
Gorge was the word. Yeah.
So explain to me. So I open up to the website, right? And it gives you 5 spaces or whatever Gorge is.
And then you type in
A letter, a vowel, or whatever.
right. You type in a 5-letter word, and then if the color you get is black, then that letter is not in the word at all. If the color is yellow, it's in the word, but it's not in the right spot.
Okay.
And if it's green, it's in the right spot.
Gotcha.
And the right letter.
I would also like to put out that another trending search is Best Arena 4 Decks Clash Royale.
Thank you.
For the mobile gamer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
And
There's
the
a lot of
URL
mobile gaming going on this January.
It's true.
And-
Oh, that makes sense.
Also, Dr. Pimple Popper Blackhead Whiteheads.
Gross.
Ugh.
those videos.
I hate
are
those.
sick of me.
I love those videos.
But
And
here's the thing.
Walmart ground beef recalled.
Let's talk about that.
So hey, there's your.
Yeah.
That's
If you got
true.
Walmart ground beef, you might want to throw it away.
Going off that
Even when you see
mobile-
this in 6 months.
mobile gaming.
Throw it
thing.
away. Yeah, mobile gaming.
Mobile gaming.
So mobile gaming is a type of weird thing where now you start seeing a lot more games where you're cross playing with people on PC.
Right. Play Fortnite on your phone.
Yeah, you
Play
play
PUBG.
Fortnite, you can play PUBG, you can play TFT or League of Legends on your phone. But the weird thing is that when I think of the past 10 years of mobile game, when you got your phone, what's the
And
first
Doodle
game
Jump.
Okay, right. But I'm saying, what's the first game you remember downloading? Or what's the
Brick
first
Breaker.
game that you
Doodle
wanted
Jump.
to throw?
Doodle Jump.
Mine was Clash of Clans.
Cut the rope.
Angry
Jelly
Birds.
car.
I had
Angry
pocket- I had
Birds.
Jelly
pocket-
car.
Jelly
Jelly
Birds, yep.
car.
I had
Jelly
Pocket
car.
Frogs.
Anybody?
Anyone Pocket
Jelly
Frogs?
Pocket
Flappy
Frog. I had
Bird.
Pocket
I did have
God.
Pocket
Frogs is
Yeah,
fun.
Pocket God.
Yes,
Yeah.
that game was so good.
Dude, I was goated.
I didn't have
Jetpack
it.
Joyride?
Jetpack
That was
Jetpack
good.
Joyride?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's a
yeah.
classic.
Oh, yeah.
And you also had the thing is that I hated ads when I was a kid. I hated any game that had ads. So I'd play Flappy Bird and I would, play 2 levels and I'd get like a 30
Is it true that guy killed himself?
What?
The Flappy Bird creator? Because he just couldn't take the heat or something like that?
I don't
You guys
know.
hear about that?
Oh, because of the
No.
lawsuit?
All right, we're looking
I don't know. I thought the Flappy Bird creator killed himself because, like,
Loon's Tower Defense showed up.
oh, hey, that's actually
Hey,
Loon's Tower Defense. That's
Yeah.
another one.
Loon's Tower
Yeah.
Defense.
That was
But-
big.
Goated. That
Oh,
was also
Henry
like
still
an
plays that.
addicting
Henry
game
still plays
style.
that.
Yeah.
You go
Here's
on
the
the,
thing,
on the
though.
computer and play
Oh,
that
yeah,
one.
yeah,
Yeah, Tyler, look up if the Flappy Bird creator killed himself.
I think Nintendo was going to sue because they used the Mario pipes. Like that's
Oh
the
yes,
design.
I do remember that.
Oh.
Yes.
So I don't know if
Yeah,
that's
was it
why
the
he
sound
killed
effect?
himself, but
Did he kill himself, Tyler?
Like the bing.
Yeah.
that's
Oh, he didn't kill himself.
Internet hoax.
Oh, internet
hoax.
hoax.
I'm disappointed.
Well,
Well, it's an internet hoax. We're glad he's here. We're gonna call him
glad-
next week.
I'm,
He's our next guest.
I'm disappointed that I got duped. That's what
There
I'm
you
mad
go.
about.
That's good.
Damn.
May he rest in peace.
The thing where I was
Right.
going with
Oh,
that was
Bob
that
Saget. Sorry,
Right.
just a moment
Yeah.
of silence.
Yeah, honestly.
like-
Bob Saget,
in
Danny
Sydney.
Tanner.
In Sydney.
Who's
2
Sydney?
days ago.
Rice?
Oh, Sidney Poitier,
Yeah.
first
Adam Sandler.
black
Right.
man to win an Oscar.
Adam
Yeah.
Sandler didn't.
And
die.
Betty White, a couple days before that.
Yeah.
And John Madden, about a week
Yeah,
before
yeah.
that. So we're not doing great.
Yeah, we're not doing
We're
great
really
right
down
now.
bad,
Yeah.
actually, right now.
2022,
Really,
not off to a good start.
remorse.
Not off to a good start at all.
Who's next?
You decide.
Okay, Hold on.
No,
Everybody
let's predict.
say one.
Let's
Yeah,
predict.
everybody say
Oh
one.
my God.
This year. Next. Big Def.
Barack Obama.
Barack Obama. Right.
Wild.
All right.
That is interesting, John.
Next step. George Bush, Sr.
Okay. that
Whoa,
actually-
hey now, that's a freebie.
He could, yeah, that
I know,
really
but
is.
that's
I'm calling it Queen of England.
Jesus.
This is the year she kicks the bucket.
Really? I think she's
Queen
got
of
at least
England.
10 more.
Well,
Oh,
here's the
she
thing,
does.
because they did the whole like Betty White turns 100, so they printed out the magazines, and I got an article that said this will be the first time that England ever celebrates. I don't remember what the word is. It's British. It's weird.
Yeah.
Really.
Cutting myself off from that audience, but it was some weird term for when a ruler rules for 70 years,
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Wait, and this is her year to rule for
and
70
this
years?
is her year to rule for 70 years.
So do you think her
So, like-
will to live is going to be just cut up?
Yeah. No, it'll be down with the monarchy.
If Betty couldn't get to 100, I don't think the Queen
Wait.
can get to that.
Who's next
That's
in
true.
line? Prince Charles?
I don't know.
No, I thought it was.
I think it is. Remember, because he was married to Princess Diana, and they didn't like Diana.
Yeah.
It would
That whole
not.
saga.
It would not be
Oh.
Philip. It would not be Philip.
Philip died.
Guys, did you know that?
Her husband.
Yeah.
Who's the
Philip
redhead
died.
guy and Meghan Markle? They live in California now, and they're not part of the royal
Yes,
family.
Philip died.
Yeah, they're just chilling.
Prince Andrew or her son, right? Andrew, you said, right?
What?
I'm not talking about her son dying.
No, Harry.
Yeah.
Harry and Meghan Markle.
You
What?
No.
They live in California.
no, they're not the first ones though. They're not the first ones because
To
it
defect?
would
No.
be her son.
Yeah, Prince
No, I'm
Philip
not saying
died
that. I'm just saying that that's an
last
interesting
year.
fact. They left
sorry.
the royal
Sorry, I must have missed
Prince
that
Philip
one.
died,
COVID,
April
you know.
last
Wait,
year.
was Philip next in line, or is it Charles?
Oh, I don't
Philip
know.
was
No,
the-
Philip was the old one.
What are we
was the old
doing
one?
here? What are we doing?
Hey.
Philip and Queen Elizabeth. Her name's Elizabeth, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
They had a son, which is
I think it's
it is-
Prince Charles.
I think it is Charles. I think
it's
you're right.
yeah, Prince Charles. I'm trying to think of Crown because I watched that show.
Right.
It's a great show, and I
Who's
think
next
he is the
in
one
line?
that's the last there, right? Because you don't have anyone else.
Prince Charles is the first in line to succeed his mother, Queen
Yeah,
Elizabeth.
Prince
I knew
Charles.
it.
He was married to Lady Diana Spencer,
That's a rip.
Guys,
and that's a rip.
I just watched Spencer. Seen that movie, Spencer?
It
Nick?
looks amazing.
I just watched it.
Never heard of it.
So Princess Diana's like mate.
I can't believe
Is
there's
Is
shit
that
in this
the
count.
Kristen Stewart?
Yep.
Oh my
She's amazing in that
God.
movie.
I want to
Okay,
watch
so-
so bad.
So Spencer, Princess. Stop.
No, it's a
Like
So
a cat.
it's a fidget.
So Princess Diana, her maiden name is Spencer, Diana Spencer,
Okay.
and so that's why the movie's called Spencer.
Gotcha.
But it's basically it follows like 3 days of Princess Diana going to like a Christmas dinner at the famous whatever you call it, like what do you call it, royal family's like house in northern England. And it kind of just shows just how they treated her and just like they were just really didn't like her because she just didn't like what was going on there, and like yes, Princess Diana.
Yeah.
And how like Prince Charles was cheating on her at the time, and they told her basically fuck you and just take it.
Literally.
They were just like she was like telling like the mother, and like, oh, she's like, she's cheating on me, and they're like, yeah, we know, but like you were only supposed to have the baby, like.
Damn.
And then like I don't know, it's just weird because it shows like how mentally fucked she was, because she like dealt with an eating disorder and like all this shit, and I don't. It shows really like it focuses more on like her mental state at the time and how she was kind of going crazy, basically by like how they treated her and stuff. It's a little long, the movie. It's a little slow. Kristen Stewart's great in it though, which I didn't really expect. I thought it was like Kristen Stewart, what the hell?
Yeah.
But no, she's great. And yeah, it's an interesting watch.
So
I didn't know much about the royal family, but my mom literally is a Princess Diana like fiend. Like we
Is
have a
that
big
weird?
Princess Diana. This coffee table used to sit in my living room, right?
Yeah.
And we used to have this big picture book of Princess Diana.
why? She was
I
such a
don't
hit.
know.
She was a hit. She was the princess of that time.
Well, she was just like something
A
different.
common girl.
Yeah, that's kind of what
She
it
was a common girl coming to like, oh, she's applicable to a royal family, and they had was it 2 episodes they had or whatever on The Crown where they showed.
Have you seen all The Crown?
Yeah.
Oh.
So The Crown.
Is
they
it real or is it fake?
Oh, it's real. It's I mean, it's.
Is it realistic fiction? Like
It's.
some of this stuff didn't happen, but with real people.
I
or
think
what?
it's just historical narrative.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
Like it.
Probably like a dramatization.
And like, let me say that,
Yeah.
like there is definitely, but the budget for that show is one of the biggest budgets at the time, next to Game of Thrones, I think it was, for that TV show.
But COVID though too. So
Right.
that makes sense.
During that time, I don't remember what year that might have been, a couple years back, but that was the biggest budget for a show The Crown had, and they dropped or whatever. But that episode, they had a couple episodes where they would go to this house, whatever, back in the hills,
Oh my God.
Guys,
Chargers
game
were
is tied up.
down 15 points with 5 minutes to go in the 4th quarter, and they tied it up, and they're going into OT.
That's actually
Holy
nuts.
That's
shit.
2
Right.
scores.
And
Stop the podcast.
All right, we
if-
gotta watch the game.
if
Sorry.
if they tie, they both go to the playoffs.
Really?
If they tie, they both
kick
go
the
to the
Steelers
playoffs.
out?
Steelers are out because they're up half a game.
Whoa! So you think they're both trying to tie?
Why not? I hate the Steelers.
Yeah, right.
Like, just missed 2
You
field
can't
goals.
do that to Big Ben.
Right, I know.
I hate Big Ben.
Isn't he a rapist?
Yeah, he's
Yes,
a child
he literally
molester.
is.
He's a child
terrible
What the
person.
fuck?
Yes, there was a whole strip club
Oh.
incident. There was a
Oh,
whole no.
That was back in like
Alright,
09,
scratch my
02,
statement.
you know, 2010.
We'll
but
do it.
Bro,
still,
why do you got a Steelers jersey on, Tyler?
Yeah, jeez, buddy.
Yeah, Gustavus Steelers. The Gustavus Steelers.
But anyways, going back to
Golden
the
Steelers.
Crown, it showed just how much she would go. They showed images of just her like she'd be talking with the family, whatever, go to these dinners, go on the hunt, whatever. Then she'd go back to her room and throw up. She would just like absolutely throw up, and it's crazy to see that like this girl who was just so vibrant, so joyful before, and then comes into a family where he's still in love with this one of his exes that he can't be with because the family shuns. And it was just kind of crazy of like the stuff that she brought, and then she brought a child into it, and then she died.
Right.
Have you seen the videos of when Princess Diana died?
Of the car crash?
Not even that. I'm saying
Oh.
like the memorial of where they had. I'm saying that there was, I mean, as big as this room is, they had flowers all around the fucking memorial, and it was just stacked. And people would, it was like a mass amount of flowers. Like crazy amount.
I mean, it's almost like
respect.
if a president were to die, right? Like, it's at that same level.
Yeah.
Right, but
True.
it was more. She was the heartthrob of England,
Yeah.
and everyone else around when they would go on their tours. They go to their different countries, their different domains where they colonize. Whatever.
Yeah.
And everyone loved Diana.
Well, the other thing, just talking about when you said that visually, the first thing I thought of was I've never watched like a celebrity or royalty's funeral
Right.
that I could think of, but like,
I watched Michael Jackson's funeral.
well, the one I watched, I caught part of it, I guess. I don't know why. Deep YouTube rabbit hole was Jim Henson's funeral. But like,
Really?
Did they do
but
any
like-
weird shit there?
no, but
public
like,
performance?
but like,
Did Elmo speak?
I think Michael Jackson was there though. Like there were icons of every level because again,
Well, that's kinda like
Sesame
how-
Street and Muppets, like that's as
Right.
big as you get for changing childhood entertainment. But yeah, that kind of stuff, funerals at that level are crazy. What do you do?
Even just, I'm not gonna say even just because Prince was huge, but like with Prince's death, I didn't see any of the funeral stuff, but he's got his studio in Chanhassen, and we'd go to Chanhassen for Chipotle or whatever all the time. So and you drive right past it, and there were people packed out there, days, weeks, months. Like there were constantly people, and you still see people out there.
Weird.
And like all the fences were covered in memorabilia and flowers and everything. It was just for months.
I mean, I
crazy.
remember where I was when Prince died. I was in band class. And I was on Twitter. Of course, I was on my phone in band class. And I was like, guys, Prince died. But that's...
Jeez, that is just.
My mom always says that COVID is like our 9/11, basically. Like, you remember Friday the 13th, like when you got sent home, basically?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
It is.
Was that Friday the 13th?
It was the
No,
13th.
Literally.
Shit.
It was March,
March 13th, yeah.
and it was so crazy because that.
And we thought we were just getting a long Easter break.
Right, right. And a lot of other students, granted, were sent home at different times. They were sent before, and so this is just Gustavus's date was Friday the 13th.
Right.
But for us, that Friday the 13th meant it eliminated a lot of things that we didn't comprehend or like
Right.
really grasp until we were home already in quarantine.
Yeah.
Like we didn't understand the full capacity because we were told, hey, 2 weeks from now, your guy's going to come back. So a lot of us left all of our stuff at
like,
Gustavus.
We should have known, though, right? Like,
Well,
if
none
there's
of
a
us
pandemic
knew.
that, like, is taking
No.
over the
But, like,
Nobody knew.
but, like-
Nobody knew.
No, but like we had like there was like Ebola, like
yeah,
Ebola's
yeah.
gonna like
or
end us all.
influenza,
Like,
or like
yeah, like
Right.
this is
stuff
all
And that
happened.
was 1 week in Texas.
Yes,
and
exactly.
Obama's like,
And
we're
we-
very sorry for them, but we have it under control.
You're bleeding from your eyes, like
Right.
Yeah.
like
Right.
Well, what
Like,
what
that was
the
a-
fuck was Ebola?
You don't remember
What?
Ebola?
It was a mosquito.
No, I know it
wasn't
is, but like,
it was a mosquito,
it
right?
made you bleed from your eyes? What the fuck?
yeah, there's some like
Yeah.
crazy symptoms where you'd like you'd like
It's
you have
true.
bleeding in your
People were
eyes.
thinking it was the zombie apocalypse.
Puke up your own shit.
But the weirdest thing about that was the
Alright.
and
That math doesn't check out.
the thing that sits with me the longest time is that, and I would love to go back to myself in time when I was in Malaysia and Singapore and saying, oh wow, this country's going in stage orange right now, whatever that was. They're
Right.
going
Agent
code
orange.
orange, and they were like, we're canceling concerts right now. Like you can't go
Can't
this
have
or
gathering.
that.
People over 40 people.
Yeah, and like we're sitting there like, what? Like this is nuts. Like of course we're vaccinated with a bunch of other stuff. Like we can't get sick. And then immediately once we start getting on the plane heading back from Malaysia and Singapore, started like, oh, we might actually not be able to get in the United States. And we're like, wait, what?
Yeah, I remember being in that San Francisco like checkpoint,
Yeah.
and like it was just kind of nuts. Like it was so busy, and like they were doing like the temperature.
That was
No, they didn't actually.
It
They
was
didn't actually.
Singapore.
They didn't even do
It
it.
was Singapore.
That's right.
Singapore, we went through 3 checkpoints of temperature to leave the country. We went through 3. Like
Yeah.
I remember at least 2 of them. We were hit
Well, then
with
maybe that's
2
why they didn't
temperature.
do it at the.
And then we
checkpoint
came into the
you're-
United States. They didn't even ask us.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
They didn't even ask where the fuck we were, where we've been. Like we were literally in East Asia where it was going down.
right.
Yeah. And like no one said a dang thing. And that just mind boggles me because we were joking about it. And the minute we get back, then a couple of people get sick, and then Nate gets sick. Nate gets crazy sick more than we ever seen him.
And it wasn't even like, oh, like I
was not the
have
flu.
COVID.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, this is crazy. Like, it was the worst headache I'd ever had. And it was a headache that lasted like 10 days.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until like 3-4 months later, I was like, oh shit, like that was probably COVID.
Well, remember we had a student in our band, and they got sick. They didn't know what it was, so they went to the clinic and then went to the hospital.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I remember. And it was Emma, and the hospital, they didn't.
They like
have
couldn't
tests.
diagnose her.
They couldn't. And they didn't have tests for COVID during that time. They didn't have. The United States didn't have any of that shit.
Well, think about it. The vaccine only came out a year and 2 months ago.
Right.
I know. It's just as
Like
nuts.
in the scheme of things, like it's relatively new still.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, it hasn't been a year since I got my first vaccination, which was what, April?
Yeah,
I got
mine
mine
was
in April
April.
too.
Yeah.
Just
Quite
crazy
wild.
from where we came. But pulling it all back to mobile gaming.
Right.
Right.
Pull it all
Guys,
back.
Plague Inc.
Plague
Yeah,
Inc. Yeah,
Plague
Plague
Inc.
Inc. I already knew where you were going with that.
Hey, it's on
Favorite
Steam
game.
now.
Guys, start out
so-
in China, you always win.
Yeah, that's true. Right.
I'm not even fucking with you.
That's
I'm not
literally-
even
Start
That's
off,
so
start off in
fucking true.
Iceland if you really want to challenge.
Yeah.
if you really, really.
No, I'm not even fucking with you. You
No.
always win.
Madagascar,
Starting out in China.
goated.
Well, I always started out in India.
Guys, who dropped COVID? Because
Yeah.
obviously they were goated at fucking
Plague
Plague
Inc.
Inc. before
Yeah.
they did it.
Yeah, true.
But what I was gonna say was that I think it's,
Guys, bird travel's underrated.
I mean, you're right.
Bird
No,
transmission,
You're right. No, you're
underrated.
right. You're absolutely right. Because you think boat because of
Madagascar.
Greenland.
Right.
Well, and Madagascar, but Greenland. That's always the last one that's tough
Yeah.
to get.
Birds.
They get a lot of birds and
Um,
boats.
Actually, don't know that.
We've got question for Nate. Favorite 1H resident? From Matty H.
It's not Matt.
Damn.
All right.
I
Uh,
thought from 1H wasn't Big Z in 1H.
I thought it was James
yeah.
Pritchett.
Best dressed rankings for tonight. We got Nate, then Nick,
Let's
then
go.
me, then Preston, then John.
Oh, let's go. I beat out
And
John.
then we got a nice John, your taint is out. So,
What's a taint?
Yeah.
I don't know. Never
Last
heard
time I
of that
thought, isn't it green? I'm pretty sure mine's a little green.
No, someone explain it.
word. What?
right.
Please.
Yeah. No.
Are you?
No.
Yeah, no, explain it to me. What is it?
It's not real.
Well, Nate's uncircumcised, so I don't know if he knows.
Jesus.
But
All right. Anywho, mobile gaming.
Yeah,
All
okay,
right,
let me-
all right.
let me- let me go to
we
the
were
fact-
joking that it would be
yeah,
lights
let me
out,
go to the
but-
fact what I was going to say.
Yeah, right.
It's
Guys,
that-
I should just
We're
start
going off
putting
air.
bleeps even on words that aren't even cuss
Yeah,
words and just
true.
make it sound just
Yeah,
horrible.
really.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
Bleep.
And then is that one in?
yeah, yeah.
I
Don't
mean,
even with the mouth.
Yeah, and then I was just, you know,
Yeah.
yeah. All right, so what are you talking about mobile gaming?
So I find it weird that you have to pay for some mobile games.
Why?
What?
It's like any other game.
Yeah.
I agree. I just think it's different. I have paid for games that are on Android. There's a couple games that I paid for that are graphically cool,
Right.
but in the long scheme of things, that they're not a good enough game. Like if a Supercell came out with the game or anything like that. So, which is, I guess what I'm saying is that Supercell, you're not getting ads. You're not getting. They have like 4 different games right now. You know
What
what,
does
I mean?
Supercell make?
Supercell makes Clash of Clans, Clash Royale, Boom Beach, you know, all those
Yeah,
ones.
yeah, those ones. You're not getting any ads for them. They're for free.
It's because they're such a big company, they don't need ads.
Right.
Yeah.
And people buy the in-game purchases,
Right.
and they already make enough money
Yeah.
off of that, they don't need ads.
Right.
And I just find it weird though. It's like, okay, you come down to game in the App Store, $5. So I look at it, and sometimes I buy it just to see how like the look of it is. You know what I mean? And like see like how good.
You
it
take a
performs
chance on a
your phone.
$5 game?
Yeah, I do.
That's
Holy.
wild.
I would
Hey,
never
I
do that.
wouldn't.
What is the most expensive game that you guys have got? for
Minecraft
mobile?
Pocket Edition.
mobile?
$8. Minecraft Pocket Edition.
That was my.
Super Mario Run, $10.
What the fuck?
Well, it's Nintendo.
I thought it was free
What? But
though. I
what?
thought it was free on Apple.
Well, you can. It's
It-
only Apple, and you can get
It was free
but
through
it was,
Apple Games or whatever the hell.
well,
Apple Arcade,
oh,
right?
True. Yeah, that's true.
But you
It
have
might
to pay
be.
for Apple Arcade.
It might
so then
be.
it's not free.
Oh,
Or if you
That makes
download it
sense,
free, you get the first 3 levels.
that makes
Like the
sense.
first world, but then obviously they want you to upgrade and keep playing. But it's Nintendo. That makes sense that they're going to charge 10.
Right.
I'm wondering if I paid. I don't know. I don't think I have anything that like.
I mean,
Ruins Tower Defense 6 maybe. That was probably like $6.
yeah, it's $6. Yep. And the NBA games and stuff like that on the mobile are still $8 too, which is kind of stupid because they're trash. But
I don't remember how much it was, but I remember getting Lego Harry Potter, like the full like.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like the full Lego Harry Potter game on
Weird.
mobile.
I mean, I remember
That
I remember
was- What year
the.
was that? Like 2016.
That was
Jeez,
my
Are you looking at, like,
that's
I was looking at the
crazy
top
that they
charts.
had that out.
Like,
a
Bloons
whole-
Towers Fence, that was only like $4, $4 or $5. You know,
Right.
Plague Inc. is only like $1.
Yeah.
You know, like
Kingdom
most
Rush.
mobile games. Oh,
You guys
Stardew
remember
Valley, what's that?
Kingdom Rush.
you never played Stardew
No,
Valley?
no. But what's the price?
Oh, sorry,
$5.
$5.
I got Terraria.
Terraria's $5 too.
Yeah, I guess I could look at what's the most expensive one on
That's what
here.
I'm kind of interested in.
Oh,
Got lots of votes for Minecraft.
Grand
Pocket
Theft
Edition in the
Auto, the
chat.
trilogy.
so regular.
$6?
No, so because I already have 2 of the games, but the $16.97 if you wanted 3.
Three
Grand-
mobile
Grand
Grand
Theft
Theft Auto
Autos.
games.
So you get Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, and San Andreas. So
How do
I mean,
those
it's
But they're
kind of
like-
fair
I guess
though.
that
makes
is
sense that they
fair.
run on there,
That is
but-
fair.
I mean, I'll admit something, guys.
okay.
Every month, Pokemon Go would have a community day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, I was really into it. Favorite mobile game, good time passer. It was just a good game at the time. And I would drop.
Thank you.
That's Slay the Spire.
Hey, you're good, bro.
$9.99. That
Slay
is the
the
most
Spire's a good
expensive one
game.
there.
What the fuck is
So,
that?
okay, that's what I'm saying though. That's why I said it. I didn't mean to
Did you
play
say
the
what game it is?
trailer.
Pokemon Go.
Slay the Spire.
So
$10.
I would drop $20 every month on Pokemon Go.
What?
For egg
I
incubators.
probably
or
did
what?
that. Well, you get items, you get whatever the fuck, and that kind of stocked me up for the month, and then I'd spend another 20 each month. And I thought, it's a hobby, it's a game, I like doing it, so like it was worth it to me, right?
It is valued, yeah.
Like I was like, well, I paid 60. I have probably dropped over $200 on that game. And it was just like worth it to me. Like I was like, yes, I do pay $60 to play like an Xbox game or something like that. But I was like, I'm not actively playing it every day like I am Pokemon Go.
Ooh, here's a new winner. Company of Heroes.
I remember
Oh,
that.
that's a great.
How do
game.
you think you price a game though? Like a mobile game? Because
Especially a mobile
all,
game.
all like title like whatever
AAA.
AAA titles are $60.
Yep.
Or like if you want the special
50,
edition, they're
yeah.
like 80 or
But like
Yeah.
the standard is like 60.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
this game.
Right, exactly. Once you get to indie hits, it's less than 60.
right.
It's
So
just
how
what
do
it
you
is.
price that though? How do you like
A
put a
mobile
value
game?
on your
And
price?
here's the thing, though, is that because that game is not going to run the best on your phone because now your phones are coming out with a better frame rate, more gaming capabilities, if I would say that. Like my phone runs great as a gaming mode. Like I can click on my phone to hit game performance where it puts everything on for, Vainglory or TFT. Like I
Yeah.
damn near could play, League of Legends on that thing.
I can. Wild Rift. Shout out to Wild Rift.
So,
Mobile League.
Yeah.
If you want to ruin your life, there you go.
But that's what I'm saying,
commercial
though.
out of that.
Is that like
We're gonna clip just that.
Hey, Riot Games.
if you want to
me.
ruin your life, Mobile
a
League.
couple of the games that I bought for $5, $4.99, are some of these weird, whatever. They're more indie hits, I would say.
Yeah.
On the mobile.
Right.
And I feel like I'm paying for not the graphics, but maybe not having the ads and then the music. in it.
Right.
The
Yeah.
music is
No, that,
crazy.
I think that's essentially what it is, though. If it's a free game, you're going to put ads on it. And then when I first kind of brought up the gaming idea, mobile gaming idea, you see those just malware garbage apps
Yes.
where it's like, oh, can you solve it? You know, but it's like they purposely do it wrong in the ad.
And you're like,
you know,
okay, well, now I got to download
right,
it.
right. Well, let me just
I
do
can
it.
do
You
this.
know, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's actually pretty easy.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
but that, how do you define value by
Because,
there's
like,
so many of those games
We talk
out.
about that with art, right? Because technically a video game is kind of an art form.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's like how do you put value on your work and how you put value on your time you've spent and the the materials you've bought to make the art and like how do you put value on art? And like, yes, John?
I was just gonna say, I remember buying, was it a 99 or $1.99 Sandbox? Remember Sandbox?
The app?
Sandbox, where you do the color, like the squares.
Yeah, I
you know,
remember, yeah.
We were really into that for a bit. You could get some real good ones if you got like the premium version or whatever. And yeah, I bought like whatever, it was like $2 pack or something. You got some really cool ones where they kind of like after you're done coloring them, then you could get the animation. And it was really weird because, and now I'm looking back at it. Why
Why would you spend money?
why
on
would
that?
I spend
Yeah.
money on that?
Yeah.
But mobile gaming is so weird because I would say Preston is more of a mobile gamer than he is like an actual gamer, like on a console.
No,
or,
that's
like
true.
something
That's
else.
true.
And that is a new thing now, though. People are more becoming a mobile gamer.
True.
And people.
I don't know, man.
No, hey, look at TikTok right now. There's people streaming mobile games. There's a guy called Chief Pat. Chief Pat, I'm pretty sure that's his name on YouTube. He does Clash of Clans, Clash Royale,
Yeah.
and then he did what was it, Brash Brawls or
Brawl Stars.
Brawl Stars, and he started
Brash
going
Brawls.
like that. And Brawl Stars now is a big game.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty fun.
Yeah, exactly. So he created a whole YouTube channel, a whole big stream. There's a whole Discord about it, everything else, and he started that, and they can stream on TikTok. So I feel like maybe as the years are coming down, we almost talked about this on an earlier podcast about how TikTok for streaming right now is helping a lot of the low time streamers.
Oh yeah,
And I think
for
there's
sure.
a lot of mobile games right now. Pull out the old dusty iPad 3,
Right.
and I'm gonna go to the App Store and start playing a game as I'm streaming it on my phone.
That'll be what we start our gaming channel on. Angry Birds speedruns.
I mean, me and Nate always talked about playing episodes. Remember that fucking shit
Oh,
game?
yeah.
where you
I
go
love
through
that
those different
game.
stories.
Yes.
And
Oh
they're
my
like,
God.
I'm going on a date with Jeremy tonight. What should I wear?
Yep.
Oh,
TikTok,
wait.
yeah.
You have to pay
Right.
$20 for the premium outfit?
Yeah.
Or you pay $0 to wear a fucking piece of cardboard there?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
well,
No,
I don't want her
played
not
that
to
game.
get the date,
Yeah.
and then you're in.
I played that game with who was it?
Emma.
You was. You already know it. We would play that game in our past. It was so funny because there's the points where it'd be like, "No, I want the story to get interesting." So
Right.
you want
So
to buy that?
I
Right.
gotta have him cheat on her with me.
Yeah.
For $3.99.
Literally, it was kind of crazy because.
Fuck over your best friend.
But the best part is the episodes. It's so big. It's such a big app, and there's people like we think about. Oh yeah, we wouldn't buy it. Whatever.
Yeah.
But
There's
then you
people-
do.
Well, I
There's
know I
people
was a
every
victim
day.
of it with when Among Us was big back in the day. When we were all sitting around. We had 10 people
Yes,
in the
yep,
room
yep,
and up
yep.
in the bunk beds and all that. I remember downloading the app and it goes, "Oh, $2, no ads." I go, "We're gonna play it all the time." Bought it immediately so I wouldn't have ads.
Then it was just dead.
It was dead, and 2 months later or whatever. But again, I got the the party hat too, so it was worth it. I think.
Who's winning at this point?
Yeah.
Hey,
Come on, guys.
Huge shout out to Uno from Lucas.
Oh, true. Well, actually, Lucas, I'm going to actually put you in the dirt here. You have not joined an Uno game with me since J-Term started.
Ooh.
So I don't think I can give you that
dear
shout out
God.
until you play an Uno game with me. Also,
Lucas.
Uno
Lucas who?
has ads.
Hartfield?
Yep.
Yeah.
Lucas actually shouted out you for he's like always repping BMB merch.
Well,
Yeah,
let's
I
go.
count too.
Yeah. But that's just Uno was a great game too. I think that was a fun.
It was just a fun time passer.
Yeah.
No,
and
it's a
I
great
mean-
adapted mobile app. Same thing we talked about, maybe not on the podcast, but we've talked about Rocket League Sideswipe
Yeah.
being a good mobile adaptation. But like board games and stuff, there are good
Monopoly.
crossovers.
I play
He
Catan. I play Catan.
Yeah.
Catan's
He
another
bought-
great example.
Tyler bought Monopoly on his phone. You bought, see?
Yeah.
He bought Monopoly, and that's for Uno, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's fun to play, but like I'd rather almost play it on mobile right now than actually
get out the
No
cards.
way. They both got a field goal. It's 32-32 Chargers Raiders with 3:45 to go.
This is
There's
gonna
a
be
chance
awesome.
that they might tie.
Guys, we might
and
actually have to
both
pause the
go
episode
to
watch the game and come
playoffs.
back.
Okay.
I mean, we
okay.
can put it on with no sound.
No,
we put it on no
that's
sound.
gonna be a shit podcast to watch when all of us are.
We're not
looking
even
at the TV.
talking. We're
There's
just
3
watching.
minutes left. It's almost done.
All right, Nick, you pull it up on your phone.
yeah.
We'll just
All right.
continue talking.
So yeah, you give us the
the
play-by-play.
updates. The
I can
updates.
put
Yeah.
it on my phone
So,
too.
but
It's
I wanna
fine.
talk about what Preston was gonna bring up.
Like
About
how to put
the
value
putting
on-
value on video games and art and that shit.
Yep.
For strictly mobile, or you're saying
Well,
strictly for like a AAA
Here's my
title?
experience. So I do digital art, right? Videos, photos, whatever. So whenever we go into a gallery, first steps are name, piece name, whatever the fuck, and then like your medium, whatever you yeah, whatever the fuck, very descriptive. But like your medium that you like used, and then like if it's for sale and what the price would be for sale.
Okay.
And I always just don't put my pieces for sale because I'm like, who wants to buy a fucking video, right? Who's gonna buy that? Where are you gonna put that?
That is weird.
Like,
that is weird.
what am I gonna send you the file name or like
Right.
what? Like what am I supposed to do?
Right.
This is just not a marketable thing in a gallery.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
it
that's
just doesn't
very
work.
true. Yeah.
While like all these other people can market their paintings or whatever, and they can price it based on how much they've spent on their acrylics or whatever the hell, and it's just like I just wouldn't sell my artwork in a gallery because it just doesn't work.
And here you go. Just put it up as an NFT.
There you
I'm
go.
just saying you could probably sell it for $10,000 to some random person that wants a disgusting photo of a monkey,
You know,
Hey.
as much
or
as,
your
that a
NFT
screenshot?
girlfriend.
Yeah.
You know, that's the other new
as
thing.
much as that is a meme, that he actually has a point though. That's so crazy.
I could just sell my picture of Nate without a head with his hat on.
I'm telling you
They
though.
own that, and then it is legally theirs.
Yeah.
And then I take a screenshot of it and I have it for
Yeah,
And
myself.
now it's Tyler's.
Right, right. And now it's
So-
but it's Tyler's copy.
But then I take the screenshot and I post the screenshot on my website,
Right.
and then it's technically still mine.
That's right.
Have you ever
it's
gone?
not.
Have you
Right.
a weird side?
Internet
and I only
rules.
mean this to be a 1 minute thing, but have you? You always talk about Reddit is
2 minute warning.
deep hole. right. Reddit's a deep hole, right?
Gabe.
Yeah, you can get into it.
Right,
Right?
right.
Yeah,
Reddit-
out of context. 2 minute where we're gonna wrap this up.
Reddit's weird. Like you can get rabbit holes and you can get in some weird sus stuff.
It's always porn, though. It always ends in porn.
No, you can't. You can't.
Oh, like not you can, you will. It always ends in porn.
okay.
Nick?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
No,
Thank
he's
you.
Let's
so
actually
right.
ask Harold
Just
in
look
the
up
chat
the
here
rules
real
of the
quick.
internet and you'll figure it out.
Yeah, there. But what I'm saying is, have you ever gone to a Discord server?
The only Discord server I'm in
There,
is ours.
Yes,
Mom,
Weird.
bro, Discord servers.
What Discord servers are you a part of?
I went on a couple just because they're like, oh yeah, go join the server or whatever. And I think one
For
was
what? When you
for-
were part of Rainbow Six Siege or what?
Well, okay, so yeah, that's like a gaming when we're when I was
What
starting
other
a
servers
team.
Like
What?
community servers.
Community
like for
servers.
different-
What?
What community servers?
where they upload stuff and there's no guidelines whatsoever.
Right.
So you're watching just.
I want to know
Fuck.
what servers you're on.
I don't know. I'm saying from going.
Where are
to
the
console,
servers that-
like,
Are you on
Hillary.
Big Booty Latinas or Clash Royale decks? Like, I need to know.
I'm on Clash Royale. Say it. Like, there's one
Okay.
like that.
Tell
But
me
there's
the
also,
exact
like,
name.
I was thinking like
I'm joining the server.
there's some like what Tyler was talking about. Those images ones where you can join it, multiple ones of them, and there's people uploading every minute, just something new, just something new all the fucking time. And it's so fucking weird because there's no guidelines, and you could be watching literally like child pornography. Like at some point, you probably could. Like, you know what I mean? Though there's no regulation on that, and Discord is such a wide open. Like someone will just.
So, do you agree with that then?
that should be
That
allowed?
in your chat room, whatever community you have, that you can post anything.
No, I don't agree with that.
You don't agree with that. You don't think we can post Debbie Ryan boob size on our own chat room?
I've done
That's
that
a weird,
myself.
random
yeah.
thing to bring
No,
up.
it's not random. It's applicable.
Yeah, it is applicable. I don't think it should be.
But you're talking about like the extremes, like beheadings and child porn and like
Yes,
murders and stuff like
yes, yeah, I'm not saying about the random stuff I could go on a Google search with save search
Facebook.
on you know, and do that.
You're talking about
stuff.
like deep web heart surgeries
Yes,
and like.
yeah, I've seen that stuff, which technology has gotten to the capability where
But
we
how would
can
they?
censor
It's
that.
but the thing is though, it'd be impossible to monitor.
Yeah, that's true.
Everything. Yeah, that's true.
There's so many chat rooms. There's so many. It'd just be impossible. Which is kind of crazy about the internet. It's just like you can moderate it to a point, but it's just the internet. It's like an infinite beyond where like it's just like you can do whatever the fuck you
There
want.
can be rules here, but there's no rules there, and you can choose which way you want.
Right.
To go.
38 seconds to go. The game is still tied.
It's like Instagram. Instagram has censors on whatever you can post, but you can post straight porn on Twitter if you wanted to. You know what I'm talking about?
You have porn Twitter content.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and it's all they have to do is to make it allowed is here's sensitive content. Do you wish to continue? Or something like that. Moving on though from what you guys are taling about, the art. So like Tyler was saying, you paid $10,000 for an NFT, you know, image, and you were talking about how you'd rate your.
Yeah, I'm just saying like as a digital creator, it's just hard to sell in a gallery space. I guess that's what I'm saying.
And that's a tough thing too. Like something that I've had to try and figure out by like talking to people and like within the industry is how do I like saying like put value to my skill as a cinematographer, and like how much do I charge people for my work?
Right.
Because like automatically like I don't want to be like I want to lowball it, be like. And like at the beginning, like that's what you should do to try and get connected to people. But like at a certain point, you have to give yourself credit and like realize that you've put in the work and you've done projects and like, you have something that's actually worth value. And then like also adding in like your equipment cost and different stuff like that. And like how long it takes you for like post-production stuff and pre-production. And yeah, and that gets into more like producing side. But like,
Daniel Carlson is attempting the field goal
oh my God, to win it.
to win it. Daniel Carlson, Viking alum.
He also hasn't missed in Raiders Stadium yet. That's what they said.
Here it is.
This season. He
They're,
hasn't
missed
they're
Raiders
going for the
Stadium.
kick. They're going. That's a good question.
Are you on Twitter right now?
Yeah.
Which team is kicking?
I can pull
Raiders?
I can pull it up right now.
Yeah.
But I was wondering the same thing though as Preston's talking about.
Oh, he made it.
Oh,
He did.
Raiders win.
Raiders
Raiders
win.
and Steelers. Or is it Raiders and Chiefs?
I don't know where they play.
Okay.
Chiefs has a better record. So
Huh.
what does that sound?
Crazy.
Oh, okay. There was
I was also like, is there a ghost in
so some of the stuff that like we see, Preston put
Go
out, or
Raider
even
Nation.
Nate, put out when he was at Gustavus. I question because like we see some art that, for example, Gigi, one of our friends, puts out, and she will put a price on her name, like on like a big mural she did, and she put a price on that, and someone was able to buy it.
Mm-hmm.
And so then some of the stuff that you guys put out, and I sit there and like, well, there's no pricing, like it says.
One more
like, on
thing
that.
about the Raiders. They said they did it for John Madden, so that's respectable.
damn.
So, just
So
wanna
now
put
they have
that
to
out
win the
there.
championship.
Now they have to win it.
Yeah.
Now they have to win it. And I'm on the Raiders side now because of that. I forgot
Honestly,
about that. So.
honestly,
I see
Okay.
that.
all the other teams
Okay.
are like, fuck, we should have done that.
Yeah.
But
we should have killed our
Yeah.
past manager.
what was I saying though is that
Brad Childers, this is for you.
Yeah.
literally
Leslie
Childers-
Frazier.
Yeah,
literally. What was I saying though? It's like I don't know how I would. Am I pricing it off of effort putting in? Seeing the
Yes, you
seeing
are.
the piece of film.
You are.
And so right. So I'm looking at like say you priced like your upcoming
Like think about it.
Crackpot
Think,
video.
the way I think about it is how many hours did I put into this,
Right.
and think about what my dollar per hour rate would be, what I would want.
Well, why would they? My question though is, and I'm not saying in a negative way, but why, as a person, would I want to buy that? It's not a physical piece of art. It's just an.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm literally saying. Why would
Right.
anyone want to buy my video?
I'm
Where are you
just
going to put it
wondering.
up? Where are
Right,
you going to put it
right,
up? In your
exactly.
house? What am I
Exactly.
going to buy an
Put a
iPad to
fucking-
put it up on your
Yeah,
fucking
right,
wall?
right. And that's
No,
the-
what it would be is it would be for advertisement.
No.
That's what
that's-
it would have to be. You're buying stock footage. That's essentially what you're selling.
Yeah. But also, like, yeah, the only, I don't like, because so, fucking A. So, the senior show is in a gallery. I was talking to my advisor. I'm like, I don't really know if my work should be in a gallery. Like, it's just not working for me. Like,
It's just not
sure,
presentable.
it's also fine, but also I feel weird that like my audio is playing while in the room where other paintings are, and like it could be
Right.
like just distracting and just
Oh,
like
yeah.
annoying if it's just looping for whatever.
Right.
So I was like, can I just have a premiere of my videos in this like auditorium or whatever? Which is like whatever, fine. But like honestly, my platform has to be YouTube, right? like I have to like I have a YouTube channel and like like the only way I'd make money honestly from my stuff is if off AdSense. And like if people were monetization, people were to watch it and I get views and like that's kind of the only way I can make money off of that stuff, which is like that is what that is. But yeah,
it is weird because I've gone to some exhibits where they have, your iPad or is it more of like a TV screen set up to where they have a headphone set.
Yeah,
and you're also working with what you
museums
have,
do that.
right?
Museums do
because
that a
like
lot.
at the museum in Singapore, we were winning the movie part was its own separate room. It was dark,
God, yeah.
and we watched the
crazy.
film. Right,
That was amazing.
But
yeah.
the museum that we have at Gustavus that's not a possibility, right?
Yeah.
It's in the same room with every other painting.
Yeah.
It's not dark. It's not whatever. So it just isn't a possibility.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
But like ideally, that's how you would display a video in a gallery or in like some type of museum.
And so, my question, going back to the Singapore Gallery, which for people who don't know, which was
It was the Singapore Museum of Art and Science or something like that.
Yeah. So you walk in, they have practically 5 screens. You're sitting on the bench, and 6 screens. You're sitting on the bench, and you're watching kind of like what humanity maybe will become after like some climate change.
The gallery's like theme was like what humanity would be like in 100 years
if the sea level rose and stuff like that. It was amazing.
Like the effects
I
of
cried.
climate change like in 100 years.
Yeah, and I cried watching that because it was crazy. It was the sound, everything was great.
It was a South African filmmaker. I don't remember his name, but yeah.
And the thing is, though, it's like I'm wondering. Okay, so he did that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did then the museum buy it from him?
You're almost commissioning it.
Okay, so
it's a commission
so
and or it's kind of like how
like pieces work, like
like how you do a song, like for every
pieces.
museum that wants to use your piece, they're going to pay you a fee basically.
Okay, so that essentially,
so you basically have royalty and rights to your stuff, and they're just using it for like however long they want to use it for, and you could say like, okay, I want this up for 2 months or whatever in this gallery, and here's my price on that. Here's what 2 months is worth for my piece.
And can a museum go up to you and say that, hey, I have this topic, I have whatever, I'll pay you this certain amount of money to commission a piece?
Yes, they can do that too.
And do you see that often?
At the Walker Museum of Art, it sometimes happens with like local artists. They commission pieces out to them. But like, I think it's more common that like, they find your piece and they want to use it. Not like they're like, we like you. We want you to create a piece for us.
Right.
Unless you were some social movement.
Yeah, unless you were like Van Gogh or something like that.
Tied to what their exhibit was going to be.
Yeah.
If it was I do climate change piece, I do social justice pieces, then they'll definitely reach out.
And I do remember when we went to, maybe Tyler, it was when we went to Midwest, we were wanting to go to the Chicago Museum of Art. I don't know what the whole museum is called there.
Institute of Art.
I've been there. Yeah, and we were, we wanted to go there.
Was the fish exhibit on?
The fish exhibit was there, and there was also a really weird exhibit of some like computer program next to flashing images of a caterpillar.
I remember that.
cocoon,
Did you go your senior year of high school?
Screeching noise. I did.
Fucking A.
Yeah.
So did I. Okay, that explains a
Look at
lot.
that.
Yeah, there you go. Same exhibit.
I went my junior year, but and the best part is I don't even remember what the exhibit was.
That's probably.
But when we were trying to go, there was someone who was imitating. Maybe Tyler, I don't know if you remember this, but it was someone imitating like Van Gogh art. They had some Van Gogh pieces came in, they put them up, and they also had other artists that were trying to imitate the same similar style, which is like, I don't know.
Now that's a bold move.
Yeah, right?
To imitate like Van Gogh or something like that. That's a fine line to walk.
Right. Because what is it? Your art, or you're copying someone else's?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, that was something that came up during orchestration here with Dr. Bryant. I was like, well, I kind of want my piece to be similar. Like, I want to use the titinabulation technique that Arvo Pärt created. Yeah. And she said, so here's the thing. You have to be careful with how you do that because it could sound too much like his work. Because it is kind of a simple idea. So if you break it down to its bare minimum, it could just sound like I'm completely ripping him off.
Right.
And so would you have to pay tribute to him and like your subtitle to the thing? Like,
I don't know how that would
he
work.
No,
was
there
like-
is a little bit of that inspired by, you know.
Right.
There's
So can you have to
books,
say it?
music, films, all of it. You know, if you're taking, you know, Great Gatsby or something like that, and the idea of the mysterious person that's on the other side of blank that you get to know, that concept. Well, yeah, it's been done 100 times over. You know, there's so many ideas, especially in music. You want to talk about sounds and ways that you're like, oh, but this is my own.
Right.
But I don't know legally how that works.
And also, it's like, well, you can't fucking copyright the same 4 chords. Like that chord progression, I mean, that's C, E, G, whatever the fuck.
yeah.
That chord progression has been used all over the fucking place.
Yeah.
It's,
See?
yeah, it's like, where do you draw that line and like, what is copyright and like.
And it's just kind of cool, like even though there isn't like anything legally that's like you own this sort of like motif, like musical motif or melody or anything like that, but still, like when I hear certain intervals played, there's like the dun da da, like dun da. When I hear that, like instantly, like
You're like, that's a
Star Wars,
fifth.
right? Dun, da, 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 da.
Yeah. Yep.
Is that your computer?
Yes, it is my computer. I don't know how that happened.
It's an ad on Streamlabs.
What
That's
the
what
hell?
I stopped earlier.
Oh,
I
weird.
think it just started back up again.
Um,
But anyway, so it's just like, just because they were the first to get to it, now that everything that precedes or that comes after it,
First to share it at a scale that
yes,
was both
that's going to influence.
learned and influenced.
Right.
Yeah. Because there have been how many people that have told. I mean, you even go back to folktales. You know, you think about the idea of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. You know what I mean? Like you could take what were oral traditions
Right.
for hundreds of years,
Right, and
but the
boil it
first one
down
that
to-
wrote it
Yeah.
and published it and got it mass
Yes.
read.
Right.
They're the ones that are like, oh yeah, that's the what's the show called? The Grimm brothers.
Yeah.
They're really they came up with all the folk
Well-
tales, or they wrote all the folk
Right,
tales
right.
and published all the folk tales.
Right.
and
Well, that's interesting. I never thought about this.
Right. And I
Purple
felt
mic.
that way when we were watching. When we were watching the one film just recently within the past month, we didn't finish it, but it was that Western.
The Harder They Fall,
Yep.
Yeah,
the
that one.
Netflix
And
black
I
cast.
felt like that style was completely Quentin Tarantino. Like everything,
yeah.
the frame, the
Yeah.
color, the
Well-
abrasiveness of it all.
But also, you only think that because Quentin Tarantino was also mocking the old Western style.
Yeah.
So, like, really,
Right.
it was just like the old Western
Right,
style.
but that's the similar thing though. It's like
But then that comes down to the chord stuff, like the chord changes that I was talking about in the music. You can't copyright a chord change, and you can't copyright a Western style movie, right? Like a stylistically, you can't do that.
Right.
But I also think that mocking sort of thing, it was also within that sort of mocking realm. That like, it's not that
they were trying
that
to
we're
take it away.
recognizing
Yeah.
like Quentin Tarantino as a Western film. Like even though we do, we're recognizing it as a mock, like like him mocking a Western film.
I can't get over John just digging in this crevice of the couch.
And so I think like that vibe comes through in that same movie, which I think is what John's trying to say.
Right.
Not that
And-
it's
Yeah,
like a
it's
Western
a
weird-
but that is a weird style of the Western.
Right, and that's why it's weird
Right?
that
Yeah,
it like comes
and they
across as a
did.
very
Yes, they
similar.
were very similar.
I mean,
very
even
similar.
if you're not even watching like if you watch Reservoir Dogs, if you watch some other film that Quentin Tarantino has done, it is a similar, harsh, coloring, like abrasive scene, cut,
Dramatization.
shit, yeah.
Right, and he's not the first one to do that.
No,
he's
right.
not.
But
But
he just
that's the
became
same
famous
thing.
from-
The
yeah.
influence
Right.
was him, and you're like, oh, bloody Western, to Django,
Right.
Yeah, literally.
That's what it is. Well, not necessarily, but
And I mean, obviously, he probably doesn't think this too. He watches another film or whatever, and he sees that bullshit, and he's just is like, "Oh, great,"
But at the same time, that's how he made his voice
Right.
at the video store that he worked at. And he would just watch movies all the time. Go, I
Right.
like this. I
Right.
like that. I like this.
Right. He was watching other
It's all
stuff.
inspiration.
Yeah.
So then, when does
And
it
the
come
best
to
I mean,
Steal.
there really is no originality
Yes,
anymore, right?
yes,
No,
We've
no.
come to the part of creativity
nothing
in
new
like
in this
any
world.
form
No.
where it's like you're either inspired by something or influenced or just like even subconsciously.
It's just a
Oh,
spin-off.
yeah,
It's
100%,
just a spin-off,
100%.
Really, what it is.
But it's like, what do you do with that spin-off with your own voice? that makes you different from others.
Right.
Yeah, that's something that I've been told by Dr. Moore in my lessons for the past 4 years, which is steal like an artist. You say, I like this part of this thing, I like this part of something else, and then you kind of put it all together because that combination of things is new. And like
It's coming from you.
Freshman year, the first time that I heard Jacob Collier, I was like, well, it sounds different, but the things that he's doing, he's just putting together like 3 or 4 different techniques.
Right.
It's not like he's really creating something completely different that nobody's done before. It's just that he's found that combination.
Right.
I mean, it's kind of a similar
That's
thing to
interesting to
cooking.
think about.
Yeah,
true.
And
Right,
new
like
exciting
you can make the
foods
same
are-
dish. You can give the same 5 restaurants the same recipe, but how they create it or interpret the recipe.
It's like the chicken Alfredo you're going to get at every Italian restaurant.
Right.
It's going to be fucking different every single time.
True.
And that's what Brand says. Every single time he says, think about one of your favorite trumpet players and how they play it. Whatever. That's what he tells me when I'm playing some, whatever repertoire piece, and like there's recordings of it. And he's like, think of your favorite, principal trumpet player or whatever. He's like, just listen how they play it and try to imitate that. And he's like, that's my professor telling me to imitate what exactly they're doing.
Right.
All
All right. Michelob Ultra on the ground.
That's you, Benny.
Yeah. I probably put it next to your foot, so that's my bad.
No, I didn't knock it down.
No, I did.
Okay.
I went like this. I went.
Oh. Anyway, so what it really comes down to is that, like you and Tyler said,
Hey, look out for that butter tray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great call out.
Emma, I hope you're watching.
Yeah.
We know you are.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things, even when I listen to music, when I know that you have to compose something or you try to do something. Oh, wait, I really like this, one mix segment, what he did there.
Yeah, don't worry. We have a trash can right there.
I made it. Swish.
I would love to imitate what he did there.
Yeah.
Or, like, add it, like, I'll take a portion of this. I really like what you did there. Maybe tweak it a little bit, and I'll put it into something else, and the bigger scheme is going to be different. And I mean, that's the biggest conversation you have with John Williams.
Right.
Right.
It's like he
John
used
Williams
this
stole
motif
Jupiter,
from.
or,
Yeah.
planets.
Oh yeah.
And so it's like, okay, did he really steal it?
Well,
No.
that's what George Lucas told him.
Yeah.
The whole Star Wars, the original trilogy, was supposed to have classical scores.
Yeah.
That was the original temp overlay track, and Spielberg said, "No, give this guy a chance." But that was his inspiration. So again, if you're hearing all these exactly what they go, oh, this is from this, and that's from that, and this is Jupiter, whatever. Like, well, yeah, because that's what he was given. And the director said, make it sound like this. And
Right.
and as an artist, he knows he can't just do it.
Right.
But there are elements.
And the funny thing is now, when you listen to Planets, and you hear pieces of that, like you're thinking, oh, Star Wars.
Right.
You're not thinking
No,
of
exactly.
planets
Yeah.
anymore.
And it's a
You're
difference of
thinking
how many
stars.
hundreds of years, right?
Literally. Like,
Yeah.
that is just...
100 years?
Thousands.
Probably millions. I mean,
Yeah.
Jupiter's been around for a long
I mean,
time.
if the aliens came back, yeah.
Guys, you think we're gonna be on this planet in 1,000 years?
Yeah.
I mean, we'll be dead, but
You think the human race is gonna be on this planet?
it was too quick. It was just two jokes too fast.
That's a fucking tough question.
1,000 years?
You want this podcast to run another hour, or...
I don't edit it, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's true.
I would
No.
say,
Will we be on this planet 1,000 years?
Yep.
yeah. Yes.
Human race, 1,000 years.
There's too many wars coming.
You think we're gonna end ourselves by
Or-
war or by disease?
If we can
True.
use technology for our aid, we will be here.
It's gonna be alien technology.
If
Just saying it.
okay,
Right. Thor, Ragnarok.
right.
No.
Alien tech. No,
Yeah,
no,
isn't that
make
funny
it-
that
no,
we're-
no, make. I want to hear this claim. Alien technology.
we're
Where
aliens
is
to
this?
someone else. No,
What
Do you believe in aliens, Nate?
I 100% believe in
Well,
it.
I do too.
You're a fucking
But
dumbass.
oh,
If you don't believe in aliens.
okay.
No,
I don't believe in
I'm
aliens.
not even. You guys won't
No, I'm
believe
in.
me, and like.
No, let's hear it.
I'm in.
No, what do you
I
mean?
believe
You're
you.
talking to the ones closest to you. How would we not fucking believe you?
Yeah.
Because it's weird. It's weird ideas, and coming
Wait,
from
what do we not
somebody who
believe in?
doesn't know exactly the material and trying to like explain like
Oh, I see what you're saying.
secondhand.
So off
What
podcast,
these
we
things
can talk
are.
about
I
it.
see.
Off podcast,
Right.
we
No,
can talk about it.
It sounds dumb.
And knowing that, I'm on the train. I'm ready to hear it.
Right.
After the podcast.
I'm just gonna leave it at that. I think that an alien race is
God,
going to
what a
be in
tease.
contact with us.
That was such a
And,
tease.
like-
All of our fans
This
hate
sucks.
you
I'm getting into it right
Okay,
now.
right
now.
now.
Oh, okay.
Walks off set.
It just gets,
you're talking?
yeah.
Okay,
I-
so
I just think that our government is going to be and is in contact with aliens in a certain capacity, very like compartmentalized, but like at some point is going to need help from aliens because we've realized that we've gotten too far and we haven't developed our own technology to get off this planet, and we haven't developed technology to save our planet. And so at that point, we're going to have to get help from a different
And
race.
that's where AI comes in. Supercomputers will figure out the problems that we need to figure out faster than we ever will.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say.
God, we're
So-
stupid.
I was gonna say
So that's what I'm
Yar.
saying. That we just
Monkeys.
as soon as we figure out a full system that figures itself
Yes.
out, like done.
We-
So that's what I'm saying though.
Yeah.
If we can control that, we'll be here in 1,000
We
years.
even
if
had
they
that.
take us over, we're done. We're
We
done.
had
We're
that
done.
discussion.
We're absolutely
We
done.
already even had
Did
that
we
in
have
a past podcast.
Yeah, we
had
did,
to
we
talk
did.
about, and it was
The
even related to
supercomputers,
like
yeah.
like talking about the robot going to the center court of a basketball and just being able to
Oh yeah,
drain
just
it.
drain it.
Yeah, drain
Oh,
it.
yeah, yeah.
Like just
I heard that
casually
video was
drain it.
fake.
Oh no, they've done it many times.
I don't know,
Have you
man.
seen the Boston Dynamics videos? What those fucking robots
All
can
right,
do?
so you're saying
It's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
crazy
You're saying he
though.
can
They can shoot a basketball.
yeah, yeah.
And no,
They're doing
and
flips
it's
and
just-
they're doing
dancing.
parkour.
And, yeah.
They're fighting back, basically.
No, literally. I would say in 1,000 years, we will be here, but I think it comes to the point where it's like, you think there's diseases, think there's going to be wars. Yeah, I think there's going to be another war. Yeah, I think whatever. I don't think we're going to kill our race off by that time. Maybe that's me being naive and having hope in it. And also maybe that's also, some other parts playing into how I believe and like how the world's going to end. You know what I mean? Like from a Christianity standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that like the way we are now, and I always relate to this, like, I don't know, but think about what people were thinking during World War II or during the Dust Bowl or during shit like that.
They're like, we're fucked.
They literally thought the world was dying. Like my grandma talks about that, like about her parents, when the, dust storms were just coming on all the, time, dusting off the dust all the time, the sand and like all that stuff, like never happening before. And they're like, we were told as young kids to be praying because they thought the world was
This is
ending
the
at
reckoning.
that time.
Yeah.
And the world war, then the war was coming, and then there's another war after that. Then there's a Vietnam War, like there's been time periods where they've been saying like, oh, the time is coming right now.
Yeah. And we're in that right now.
Yeah, again,
We're in a
we're
pandemic.
After coming from an age that has been like, I mean, for the most part, when you consider what we came from in the generations past, like right before this, like pretty peaceful and pretty like
Oh, yeah.
chill. Like we
Right.
hit a recession, like minor, major, and
And the
for the most
conflict
part-
in the Middle East is what it is.
right, we don't have to
know.
worry about
It's
it.
been going on for eons, so.
Yeah,
Right.
it's always been.
That is
It's always
true.
been since
True.
Jesus walked the earth. Unless you don't believe he walked the earth, but I mean, like since he walked the earth, there was always conflict.
Yeah.
Middle East.
But
He
yeah,
was a
now,
monkey, too.
now
Right.
we're
Jesus,
Oh,
hashtag Jesus was a monkey.
and with that,
But it's a good conversation to have though, because I think my eyes weren't open enough just to understand the possibilities what could be happening in the next 50 years, whatever.
right.
Until we went to the
But
exhibit.
we
in
need to
Singapore.
accept that now.
Yeah, yeah.
Except what?
We're in this. This is going to be documented, and this is remember the pandemic years? We're in it right now.
100%. Since literally since
We're in
high
the
school,
history books?
when certain like big events have happened, I've been like, this is gonna is this going to be something that is printed in history books that people like kids in high school
guaranteed.
are going to read? And obviously, COVID is going to be one of those.
Oh, yeah.
like for sure.
Oh yeah.
And like, yeah, I don't know. It's just interesting to think about that.
We barely missed 9/11.
I
Our
was
age
there.
group.
You were there.
Well,
You were
yeah,
there.
yeah,
You were
all
there.
there.
And
I
you
know.
were there.
Yeah.
But we
No, you
barely.
weren't there.
Yes, I was.
You were there.
99. What are you
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about, bud? You're up by about 2 years.
Fuck
We
off.
barely missed though, for us to remember it though.
Right.
You know what I mean? Barely by like maybe 3 years for
Right.
us to actually remember it.
Yep.
And like sometimes my mom actually has a recording of, she did a bunch of like videos when we were younger. Always recording everything and stuff like that, what we're doing.
Right.
there's a tape of us sitting
Watching
around,
the TV.
Yes, me sitting around. My sister's not even born. She's pregnant, and she's sitting there watching TV. Hey, the towers just fell down, whatever, and I'm sitting there watching TV.
Well,
I don't remember that.
So
but-
my parents both work in Minneapolis, right?
Right.
And they always have. So my mom tells me that on that day, they thought that they were going to strike every U.S. city, so they sent them home.
Right.
Like everyone was getting sent home. Highways were just flooded because everyone was leaving out of the city, and they didn't know what the fuck was happening. And they were like, my mom was like, we literally thought we were fucked. Like they thought that they were going to send more planes, more things were going to happen, and like more bombs were going to be set off, and like they're like, we thought we were fucked. And it kind of relates because I remember watching the 35W bridge collapse by Minneapolis.
Right. I remember watching that. I was in North Dakota.
Yeah, and my dad just got home from work. And he's like, I just drove on that bridge an hour and a half ago.
Oh my God! Really?
You know,
Yeah.
Really.
And my mom was like, yep, my bus just went on that bridge.
Holy shit! That's nuts.
And it's just,
Jeez.
it is a weird thing though to think about, just because of like, I'll ask my grandparents, if people old enough to remember, like, oh, Kennedy's assassination. And so that was like a big thing too, even when Reagan was shot. But when Kennedy assassinated, like, I asked my grandma about it. And that was the thing, like, they had the radio, but they didn't really have a TV, Heard that, stop work, everything. President was assassinated. That was, like, for the next, like, 2 weeks, everyone's just kind of at a standstill. And they, like, it shocked. Like, that act, like, one act, like, it's crazy. Of, like, as 9/11 did, and as, like, the Kennedy's assassination, just rippled effect. The whole everyone knew about it. Everyone was just sad. People were crying. They don't even know the guy. They don't even.
Right.
They don't even.
Because it's what it means. It's what
Yes.
his life means for our
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
It's basically like shooting
represents.
Americans
Yeah.
as a whole.
Literally.
Right. That's true.
And I don't know where I'm going with that.
No, that's okay. I don't
But,
need you to know.
but
Yeah.
what I'm saying though is like those certain events, which is what the pandemic, what we're living through
That's
right
what-
now,
yeah.
is sent.
Bring it back to what my
ripple
mom
effect.
was saying, that the COVID is our 9/11.
Yeah. No.
My mom's like,
100%.
your life will never be the same ever again. She's like, the TSA and stuff like that
true.
only happened right after 9/11. You could get on an airplane with a knife. You could get on an airplane with all this shit. You could do whatever you want on an airplane. After 9/11, they're like
Done.
TSA, security, all this shit. And now think about like COVID, masking and like testing and like all this shit and like
Masking,
Quarantine and sending
yeah, and like
home and working
people are gonna
home.
think more about.
Oh my gosh.
My parents haven't
working
gone
on-
back to work in Minneapolis
Yeah.
for fucking 2 years now.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
it's crazy.
It's changing it.
Yeah, I mean, something else that's crazy about it though is, we talk about how big it's going to be in history books, but how much do you know about the flu pandemic in 1920s?
Okay, fuck you.
Well, no, I'm
No,
just
you're
saying,
right.
like,
No,
it's
you're
a
right.
good
You're right.
comparison because it was not to the same
Bodies.
extreme level,
Right.
but it was also lower population density.
Right.
And,
And there wasn't people didn't have cars.
Exactly.
You're not
Life
going out.
was different.
Right.
Life was
You're
different.
not flying on an airplane in
But it's
1920s.
like that was
yeah.
huge then. That
Right.
wiped out
And-
so many people.
And
True.
they were burying bodies on bodies then.
Right.
They had mass graves.
Right. There's higher
So granted,
quality of
technology
life.
has really
Learn
helped
about
us.
Right. That's what we're saying.
And we are just monkeys, but also, if it were the whales that were to take this pandemic, they'd be gone. They're done.
That's true.
But
I'm
but
all in
coming
on the monkeys.
coming full circle, we can't control like a mobile game. Right?
Right, that's
true.
right. You can play the game all you want. You
Yeah.
can upgrade your air rating.
You can
and your
play
birds
Wordle every day if you really want to. We love
Play
Wordle
Wordle.
now.
But
Wordle's
if you
our
want to
favorite.
be ignorant and you want to get through life the best, download Flappy Bird again and
believe
speed
it.
around.
Turn
it.
your brain
Actually,
off.
you can't because Nintendo sued them. It's off the App Store.
Is
But
it actually?
emulate it
Oh.
online
Yeah.
at
Sorry.
LooneyBin Productions, Twitch. I don't know.
And I
Watch
hear
out.
if you get to the 10,000th pipe, it actually unlocks the cure for COVID. Yep.
So
you
everyone
heard it
get on
here
their phones
first.
now.
So we need 10,000 followers
We
on
need
our
the,
account.
We need the LooneyBin army to
Right.
go out
Right.
and play
Get
Flappy
her
Bird
done.
emulator.
Flappy Bird developer has been doing for all
Yeah.
these years.
That's why
since
he
was
knew he
training.
couldn't kill himself.
Yeah, exactly. He was making the COVID vaccine.
So after this, all of us are getting on our phones. We're taking hotlines 1-800-6969-6969.
Yep.
And we're taking calls right now for donations
God,
for our
the bits have
app
just
right
been-
now.
You can
For
call
our
that
game.
number
Rip
right
at this
now.
whole episode. It's one bit after the
Yeah,
next.
no, it really is.
That's what the episode's gonna be titled. The bits. Like
Yeah,
nothing
yeah.
was coherent,
No.
but a lot of good
But
bits.
those are the best podcasts, Luke. Anyway,
Anyway, Nate,
Anyways.
Nate, give us the send off, boss, because
me?
you're the guest.
Yep.
here, give me both of those.
Yeah, let's
Give me all. Give me all. Yeah, yeah. Wait. We did our best out there. we talked about a lot. We got in there. We did what we planned. That's all you can really do. We're gonna work on it next week. And next week we're coming back bigger and better than ever.
we are.
And so thank you for watching.
Hey, shout out to Tedster. Teddy's not here today. He's back in Glenwood.
And cut. All right.
He's in Grantsburg right. I thought I literally knew
Deadwood.
So I just
Leeds,
Deadwood.
South Dakota.
Yeah, Leeds, South Dakota. He's waiting for us.
You guys, podcast in Leeds?
Yeah,
Podcast
great.
in the hot tub?
We're actually doing it.
All right, so
From the
Think
top
we
of the
have enough
mountain.
Wi-Fi?
From the top of the
Oh
mountain.
my God! Yeah,
All
right.
right, here we go.
Then my balls will
follow
be
us
off.
on LooneyBin Creative on Instagram. LooneyBin. Yep. All right, here we go. See you
LooneyBin
later.
Instagram.
Bye.
Good night.
I went